Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Basement Sublet of Horrors. I'm here in Indianapolis at the Horrorhound convention. We're having a really good time, and we're just getting ready for the Vampira Tribute. So, come on with me. Go down the hall with me.
Leaving me hanging, everybody. Whoa! Why do I get attacked by
I'm just sad that we didn't have anybody with his camera to do the gauntlet of all turn your back on it. Take your time, just want to get through. I want to yes. I don't know.
I'm very glad to see you. Yeah. Ooh, that sounds good.
Do you know if they want you guys in any particular order?
Horror house? I thought this was the line to the water closet. Well done.
Say hello.
Is this 2D or 3D?
Vampira Tribute.
Mr. Monaghan, sir, if you will kind of be our leader on this side. Okay, folks, those of you who have candles in your hands, you're going to be among the people in the front of the two lines, okay? If you have a co-host with you or something that doesn't have a candle, they're still with you, okay?
That's where I'm going.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're honored to be here with Dr. Shocker. Sorry, Dr. Shocker is honored to be here with you. That's what I was supposed to say. But the fact is, I am overjoyed to be here with all of you today, to bring you all together to pay tribute to the mother of every horror host who ever lived or died, the great Vampira. Delia Nermi went into this job, perhaps like many of you here, reluctantly. One day you like monster movies, the next you're dressed up like this. And your parents just think, I sent him to college? I don't understand. But Delia Nermi went reluctantly into this field. She did not see herself being Vampira, and in fact, resented it for a portion of her life. She hung out with such diverse Hollywood icons as James Dean and Ed Wood. Yet she herself has become an icon as enduring as both of them. Isn't that true? Absolutely. Amen to that. Horror hosts, look at you. It's unbelievable. There's so many different kinds of horror hosts. There's witches and werewolves. Movie fans, big puppet-headed frog people. Talk about the crappy seats. Who's sitting behind that guy? And not one of you goes to work. Not one of you writes your shows. Not one of you films your shows and bicycles your shows around the country. Not one of you does it for money. You all do it because you love what we love and what Vampira grew to love. The wonderful monster movies that have thrilled and entertained us over so many, many years. So I would like to bring up the first of our two wonderful hosts who are going to speak about the great vampire. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your fellow hosts, Dr. Goldfinger and Miss Monster.
It is absolutely incredible to be here. Pay tribute to our foremother, if you will, hosting. Wow. Vampira brought sexy and sultry and sassy to the horror genre. And in doing that, she made horror and hosting so much more accessible to thousands of American households. Mama once said something that stuck with me. She said, I like to shop because there's truth in it, and I'm after truth. A moment of truth, a split second of truth, is better than none at all. And I think that moment of truth is what brings us to horror, the large part of it anyway. What brought us all here today. And as Dr. Shocker was saying, I mean, seriously, we have werewolves, we have vamps, we have cadavers, how many doctors do we have with us today?
Woo! Doctor in the house!
And one thing is for certain, that we definitely are not in the horror business to get rich. We're in it like Vampira or the screams. And may we always remember that although Vampira is no longer with us in the flesh, she will always be but a scream away. And I can think of none better to continue this tribute of screaming than Dr. Wolfinger, a man I like to call the walking encyclopedia of movie magic.
As so many people here have touched on already, as we gather here to celebrate Vampira, it is important to recall that she was just a single facet in a strange storied life. Mila Nerney was an artist. The tides of her soul were influenced less by the dark star of Karloff than the bright bohemian moon of Kerouac. She danced bop to the bongos of James Dean, vibrated to the slamming rhythms of punk, absorbed the ideas of Kafka and the images of Eric, and she created her own work in pen, pencil, ink, paint, and dog hair. And Vampira was her lasting masterpiece of design. Think about this. For decades, the only people who heard the voice of Vampira lived in Los Angeles in 1954. The rest of us discovered a mute wraith in Plan 9 from Outer Space, or a dramatic figure captured but never tamed in photographs and books and horror magazines. We worshipped a silent goddess, moved to flights of imagination by the stark lines, curving shadows, and sheer seductive power of an image. We remember Vampira because she is impossible to forget. But as we remember, please take time to celebrate the artist who created her, who gave birth in her mind, through her eye and hand, and sculpted her from the tough clay of her own body. Remember Mila Nerd. Thank you.
To continue our tribute of Scream, I'd like to welcome Joe Bob Briggs and the Bone Jailer.
Good afternoon, everybody. Joe Bob, it's an honor to be up here with you today for this special tribute.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I thought I would. I wanted to make 3 points about Vampira that are rarely made, and many things that have been written about her. She's probably the most famous person whose career rests on the approximately 2.5 minutes of footage that we can see of her original show. But she was, the first point I want to make is that, does anyone know her real name? Of course not, because no one can pronounce it. Mila Nurmi was from Finland, and she was not only from Finland, she was from the part of Finland that is so far north that there are hardly any people there. And in World War II, Russia took it away from Finland because Finland basically didn't care. And so the biggest city there is Murmansk, and it's so cold that everyone leaves. So the first point I want to make is that you got to be tough to be a horror host. And she is not only the first woman horror host, but the first Finnish horror host, and the last. The other point I want to make is that every horror host needs a producer. And Mila Nurmi was discovered by a producer at Channel 7 in Los Angeles, and he had the foresight to put her style, help create her style, and to put it together with a package of movies. And to this day, that formula of creating a style that goes with horror movies, and usually involving comedy, and usually involving outlandish, caricaturish performances of some sort, that style exists to the present. But we still need a producer, and we always need a producer. The other point I want to make is that the real importance of Vampira was that it showed to other people that movies, and especially movies that were forgotten by Hollywood, and were considered trash. The movies that were shown on Vampira's show were considered unplayable, unusable. They had run back in the 30s, and they were never going to be used again. They were put in a group of films that they got temporary rights to run on the air, and the formula worked. And the studios, for the first time, took notice that maybe television could be their friend and not their enemy. And so as a result, Columbia Pictures converted its company Screen Gems into the first syndication company. And the reason it was called Screen Gems is they didn't want the name Columbia on anything associated with TV. But at Screen Gems, they put together the first big horror package in 1955. And that horror package of movies, there were 52 movies, one for every week of the year, and a local TV station could buy those movies at a really bargain price. And those movies were bought by every station in the country. Every station in the country then got a horror host. The original model for that was John Zachary in New Jersey and New York. And then it played out in an endless variety of personalities all across the country as they ran these same Universal horror films and other horror films. And that is the basis of what we have today in this wonderful, variegated world of horror hosts with, actually, we run the same movies over and over and over again, don't we? And so Vampira made all that happen. Thank you very much.
Well, now to the tribute moving along, Joe Bob, I think we should bring up our next Hosts?
Absolutely.
All right, let's bring up the lovely Penny Dreadful from the Shilling Shockers program, which is a fine program, and Outdoor Duvall.
It's lovely. Vampira was a legendary figure, wasn't she?
Absolutely.
Yes. I've long admired Vampira, and perhaps even more importantly, I also greatly admired her alter ego, Myla Nerman. She was an artist, a creative force, an icon, and an independent woman who was fearless in her convictions and in her thinking. So while Vampira is surely the black cloth from which we are all cut, the memory of Myla Nerman, the artist and the woman, should also embolden us to shed the shackles of mainstream society's constraints and strive for ever greater heights of creative expression. So today, let us all drink a Vampira cocktail in honor of the great lady herself, Miss Myla Nerman.
She has created a legacy upon which we all build our lives, our careers. And that legacy can be carried on by all of us. We each can create our own legacy built upon her, and she did it with talent, persistence, and professionalism, and a curiosity about the world around her. So let us embrace those qualities that she lived and gave us an example for, and let us carry forward so that the horror host will never die. Although some of us are pretty dead already. Oh, thank you. Right now, let us continue, though. I'd like to bring back on stage Dr. Shock.
We're very excited now. I'm going to remove this because we've got so many exciting things going on. We're very excited now to bring, we have a very special treat coming to us, I would say live, but it's really dead, from Australia. We have Nigel Honeyboom. Nigel Honeyboom. Nigel, are you there? Nigel, come in. Come in, Nigel. We're here.
Hello, good evening and welcome, fellow horror hosts and guests. Have you seen my face? I can't seem to find it anywhere. Anyway, I'm Nigel Honeybone and I host the Schlocky Horror Picture Show screened throughout Australia and New Zealand. When they asked me a couple of minutes ago to say something nice about my old friend Vampira, I was delighted to charge them my usual fee. They declined, so now I'm going to say what I bloody well want. To keep up a facade of being rude and tight-fisted, just to keep people on their toes, and off mine. I'm quite kind and gentle and occasionally generous with my time, but I do feel great talent, like what I've got, should not go unrewarded. But we were talking about the hourglass with eyes, and that's how it all started, and she's insulted me ever since. Decades later, when I was entrusted with hosting the Schlocky Horror Picture Show, I was delighted to have the opportunity to emulate Vampira, having studied under her, and behind her, and from a few other angles. She set the high standard to which we all aspire, but so few reach. I know I'm one of those few. Mother told me so. Horror hosts go, and as horror hosts go, Vampira will always be the one remembered forever. Valet Vampira, without you, the world is a little less creepy. Toodles.
You're probably all thinking the same thing. We put on the makeup, we build the sets, we write the scripts. That's a skeleton puppet. And you got more laughs than me. Well, thank you so much for coming. The future of horror is in your hands, and you all know that. We, every one of us here today, need to continue this tradition started by Vampira nearly 7 decades ago. 7 decades is a long and honored history, and each and every one of you here now gets to carry the torch to the next group of horror hosts. I see children in the audience and I think, will one day one of these kids think, oh, you know what would be great? What if I just put on some makeup or a big frog head? And I'm not picking on you. By the way, you win. No matter what any of us have gone through, you win. So thank you very much. Before you go, we have one last treat. We have Master Ron Fitzgerald, who is going to work a little magic. And I think if we all believe that anything is possible, Master Ron Fitzgerald will make the impossible possible. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Fitzgerald.
All right. Are you ready? Yeah. Can you hear ya? Yeah. We're gonna do a little resurrection. Because I got a thing for hot girls in black. I know some of you do too. Oh, hell yeah. Let me hear it. When we resurrect Vampira, when you hear her scream, I want you to scream with her. Got me? Gotcha. Let's do a chest run. Let me hear you scream now. Come on. It's gotta be better than that. Let me hear you scream now! All right! And here's to our little world of gods and monsters.
Thank you so much for coming today and setting a little piece of history with us today. Just to let you know, in total we have 83 horror hosts. 83 horror hosts. The closest we could find behind that was like 32, so we annihilated it. My name is Jason Hignite. I'm with the Dark Carnival Film Festival. I just wanted to personally thank every horror host that's here. It was a chore in some cases because I know that you guys fought hard to get here. There are others that wanted to be here desperately but could not. I can say that Dr. Creep is feeling better. And all things willing, he will be joining us next year. I'm not a horror host. I don't play a horror host on TV. I am a fan. I am a fan. I love every one of you for different reasons. Where's Penny? Where's Penny? Anyway. But I do want want to say one thing, if I may add my humble 2 cents. Vampire was on the air for a very, very short time. A very short time. But it was enough. It was enough. You were all here because it was enough. And thank God for that. Listen, thank you very much. You all have a great day. I need the horror host and police and civil on stage. Those of you who have cameras who want a great photo opportunity, we have all the horror hosts up here on stage. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the Horrorhound. Please, everybody, very quickly. I'm going to need the taller people. Frog, I'm looking at you, brother. I need you dead center, son of Froggy. Dead center in the back.
Dead Frog in the center.
Dead Frog. Listen, we got to think elementary school class pictures here, people. Taller people in the back, a row of the shortest people in the front, medium height people are going to be on the. I would like you behind Penny, please. Okay. Yeah, kneel down on a knee. Would you please take a knee, Wolfman? Yes, sir. Please take a knee. Ivan, please take a knee. Can I get you to take a knee right here between these two?
That's my knee.
There you go. Great job. What's it doing? Okay, let's get David Lady. Can we get you actually, Doctor? No, you're fine. You're fine, sir. Actually, that little tighter. Okay, now if you take one knee right here. Perfect. Okay.
While we're young, Jason.
This is Rome was not built today.
My clothes are going out of style.
Clothes out of style. We got here. Okay, this is what I need to happen. Okay, you guys freeze. Everybody else who's here, I need you out of the way because this is a wide shot. So we need all of you to kind of either sit down or something because we've got photographers that are going to be shooting this. Joe Vincent, there's a camera bag back there. Bring it here, please.
We are the up on the stage. 99 bottles of beer. 99 bottles of beer.
Give me one. That's exactly what you were going for, I know.
We'd like to thank you on behalf of the group and also we have been
Hey, Jason, lens cap.
Damn it! Okay. Folks, thank you very much. Let's give everybody a round. Look at this! Look at this!
Yeah! We pull the rest together.
Okay, everyone, please. We need to wrap up the pictures as quickly as possible. There's another event that's taking place in this room. Get my little picture, okay? Okay, folks. Okay, we need everybody clear the room, please.